We're live back on X, LinkedIn, Discord, YouTube, everywhere that you could possibly think of. We appreciate you for joining us live today, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. So we're excited to be back. And especially today, we have a really big conversation to hold with our two guests. But I'm here with my co-host,
JD. Good morning. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And yeah, looking forward to today's Community Connect. So welcome to you all. And as Miguel said, big conversation. Today we're joined by two key members of the Agoric marketing team. We're going to have Santi joining us, who he's been around here for a long time as one of our marketing directors. And then we're joined by Florencia, who works as the events coordinator, both of them playing vital roles in all of the events that you may see our team at. This comes up because we had an announcement earlier last week, that we're going to be present at ETHDenver. So we're also going to talk a little bit about that event. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
So we see all of you leaving comments, and I appreciate all of you who are watching us live. But if you're watching us in the future, make sure you leave a like, leave your comments, engage with us. We're always seeing all of those roll in throughout the show. And then after the fact, of course, any questions, we do our best to answer them. So I see a lot of people saying GM. Thank you to Armando, GM to you. I see you, Dean, CEO Dean, OGM, and Shafi. Hello, GM to you too. So again, we appreciate all of you watching us, tuning in today. And I think, JD, what do you think? Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello, team. How are you this beautiful morning?
Hello, how's it going?
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you both for joining. Thanks for setting the time. And so, yeah, why don't we start with some introductions? Florencia, let's get started with you. Who are you? What do you do?
Of course. Well, hello, everyone. Hi, Miguel, JD, Santi. It's always great to attend these community calls. And today I'm very excited to be on this side of the stage. So first off, thank you for the invite. And thanks to everyone for tuning in today. So I am Florencia. I am the events lead here at Agoric. And I have been part of this wonderful team since April last year. So time flies when you're having fun. Well, I guess I'm here today to walk you through our event journey, what we have done and achieved last year, what's ahead for 2025, and of course, our huge ETHDenver presence coming up. So thank you so much. Excited.
Yeah. Hello, Florencia. Hi, everybody. So thanks for joining. Yep, my name's Santi. I've been with the Agoric for years. Currently leading ecosystem marketing. So looking at a lot of the projects who are on the pathway to integrating orchestration in our product, which we can talk about a bit. I'm sure others have heard about. I'm working with them for, through co-marketing, both at events with Florencia. So Florencia and I, we work really closely together, and then also virtual and digital. So yeah, kind of the full gamut of building up this ecosystem now. So excited for that.
Yeah, thank you both for the intros. And for some people who are joining us, they may not see the two of you around too much. A lot of the work you do happens behind the scenes, and unless you go to the events and see you, then it can it happens out of sight. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity to kind of highlight the work that the two of you do. And so starting with you, Santi, a question that came from a community member. How satisfied are you with the current state of marketing for Agoric and with some of the work that you've been doing last year for 2024? Could you share some of those key initiatives and efforts?
Yeah, sure. We need like an NPS score for this. So how satisfied am I? Yeah, I mean, I think my motto is I'm always trying to improve on what I do. So satisfaction, is a good thing to have retroactively in retrospect for things, but I am always trying to go bigger and better. So last year, essentially one of the things I think was most successful and proud of was a lot of the developer initiatives we did. So we really took a foothold, kind of in Q3 and Q4 last year to kind of, how do we, from an event perspective, how do we onboard developers? How do we look at bringing on new talent that, we want kind of integrating and touching our technology, right? Orchestration tech. So we set out, we did a bunch of hacker houses across India with a group called Ryzen, fantastic people. If you haven't heard of them, they do great events. And so we did a lot of, in-person activations, got, hundreds of devs to really play with our technology, right? This orchestration thing we had launched probably like around October, September. And, that was one of those things where, I'm happy for it because it gave us a lot of insights into how we can improve, right? So from a satisfaction perspective, it was actually really cool to see all the challenges devs were having with us. But on top of that, what was being, what were they satisfied about with that tech, right? What were they building? What are the use cases they could get their hands on? And then, doing events where it became an immersive experience was really, really good. And then, we're still talking with a lot of those folks who want to continue building on, continue building the projects they started at those hackathons. And Florencia was a big part of that as well, from a, obviously from like strategic and operational perspective, helping me get that all set up. A lot of moving parts, but that's, I think, towards the end of like last year, those were the big things I think made a cool impact.
And to the listeners out there, if you want to learn more about some of those initiatives, Santi actually joined us for a Community Connect a couple of months ago, where he talked more in depth about the Ryzen collaboration and the hackathon there. So definitely check that one out. I want to say that was in November, if I recall.
Yeah, that was in November, exactly. It kind of spanned October, November, correct.
And so tune into that one to learn more about that. So thanks for that, Santi. Turning to you, Florencia, how do you feel about Agoric's presence with events in 2024? And were there any key highlights or maybe some favorite events for you?
Okay, so that's a good question. 2024 was a big year for us. You know that we launched orchestration, we delivered major platform upgrades. We saw a big wave of interest from the community. So beyond the technology, I have some highlights that I would like to share with the community over here from our past year on the event side. So if I can share my screen, maybe I can pull some nice numbers. Okay, so as you can see here, we took part in over 40 events last year across 15 countries. So we really wanted to make sure that Agoric had a strong presence in the global Web3 conversation. We have also delivered over 30 presentations, and we have run over 6 hands-on workshops. And of course, we couldn't miss the big industry conferences. So I have included just a few over here. ETHDenver, ETHSol, Consensus, ETHCC, Token 2049, Cosmoverse, DevCon, India Blockchain Week, you name it. We were all over the place. So these were key pivotal moments to us, not just for visibility, but also for real engagement, being able to connect with the people out there, with builders, with community leaders, with industry pioneers. And I think that what really makes me proud is that we were able to continue expanding our footprint worldwide. What we always do for events is not just attending. We strategically plan for each one of the events that we do. So we are very mindful with our goals, with our objectives, who are we targeting, and what we want to get out of each one of the events that we participate in. So I have included a few pictures of some favorite moments. You can see booths, you can see keynote presentations, you can see the team gathered. And I can think of many key special moments. For example, we kicked off the year 2024 with the orchestration splash in ETHDenver that some of you may remember. That was a very special experience because it was hosted in an aquarium in Denver, and people seemed to really enjoy the experience. And what's important about that is that we were able to introduce orchestration for the first time in public. We have also hosted many regional meetups in emerging Web3 communities and regions, for example, Turkey and Argentina, so that we were able to expand our reach in person into these vibrant communities. We hosted many events all over the world. For example, during Consensus Austin, Cosmoverse Dubai, we were participating in many panels and keynotes about orchestration, chain abstraction, you name it. So looking back, I think that I just want to TLDR. The 2024 year wasn't just about attending events. It was really about positioning us as a key player in the space. So I'm very excited about last year and what's to come this one.
And yeah, I think to add to the highlight that you shared of, we announced orchestration at the orchestration splash, and then by the end of the year, orchestration is live on chain on mainnet, just kind of completing the year with that launch. So while we're on this topic, Florencia, we'll stick with you for a little more. What is the overall strategy and the plan for events in 2025?
Okay, so again, as I just introduced, we always take a very structured and impactful approach by being very mindful of what we do. So if you want to move to the next slide, please. For each one of our quarters, we will have one key anchor event, as we call it. So it's like a major industry moment, so that we build our activities around that key moment. For example, in Q1, that's ETHDenver. So we want to align all our activities and everything that we do so that we can maximize our impact there. And beyond that, we will also have a strong presence in many international events, so that we make sure that Agoric stays front and center in the Web3 evolution. You will see here that I have included a few emojis. It's basically having a healthy mix of industry conferences, meetups, hackathons, and Agoric-led experiences, so that we can learn, educate, engage, and expand our reach. So it's basically the strategy for this year: one anchor event per quarter and a strong international presence.
And so yeah, Santi, let's turn to you. I know that you do a lot around the hackathons and with the Builders program. So maybe now, can you talk about those things and how they tie in with the event strategies?
Yeah. So right now, one of our bigger focus, I would say, is because orchestration as a technology gives us some really powerful use cases. Our larger focus is actually on the companies that the existing companies that we want integrating that solution. So we're kind of early in 2025 focusing a bit more on what we kind of internally and colloquially call integration partners, more so than the hackathons, mostly because that technology is kind of ready. And a lot of the larger teams who find the benefits of specific kind of feature sets of our orchestration tech can kind of more quickly get up to speed in implementing and / integrating those tech, those solutions for their existing product. So I would say a lot of my focus in like Q1 and Q2 is more around working with those partners, those early integrators of orchestration, more from like an ecosystem marketing side, through events as one pathway. Then of course there's several others, right? More virtually, also kind of like joint content with them, right? To identify, once they have that use case kind of integrated, the orchestration use case kind of on the path to being live, like what do we do with that project, right? And again, events is one part, then there's a bunch of other areas that I'd kind of step in and help with on the content, right? Miguel, obviously we do a lot of the stuff around KOLs, how do we get one of the big things we're doing now is working a lot on video content, for example. So Yeah, I mean, in terms of events, that's kind of the slight adjustment is a little less on hackathons Q1 and Q2 and more on the kind of partner integrations and supporting those.
And thanks for giving the context, both of you, about the strategies.
Yep.
Now let's turn context to ETHDenver. We recently announced that we're going to be attending, and there's some events going on, side events. It's generally one of the biggest conferences of the year. So Florencia, do you want to talk about some of the plans that the team has going into ETHDenver?
Absolutely, yeah. So as you may know, ETHDenver is one of the biggest Web3 builders of the year, and we are going to be there. I've been speaking with the organizers recently, and they informed me that there are going to be over 20,000 attendees. So it's going to bring together a lot of developers, founders, community in general, people interested in pushing forward the EVM ecosystem and the innovation. So another thing that really makes this exciting is all the side events that we see that are going to take place. I was just taking a look a few minutes ago. We are already seeing over 350 side events pop up during the same week, and the number keeps growing. So for Agoric, this is a huge opportunity, not just to showcase orchestration, but also to connect and to activate with people at scale. So I would like to share just a few of these examples. Maybe if you want to add something up, Santi, before I move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add one thing that for anyone listening that hasn't been to ETHDenver, you may be like, well, why are you going to an Ethereum event if you're not in Ethereum, right? And so one of the important things about ETHDenver is that it although it is an Ethereum conference, it unites and gathers almost every ecosystem, right, in the Web3 space. So you'll find Solana, you'll find Polygon. I mean, you'll find a lot of Cosmos projects, ourselves included, or the Cosmos ecosystem, and also completely different ecosystems actually have their side events and separate conferences going on during this week. So it's yes, there's a tap directly into Ethereum, builders, teams, founders, etc. But it's a place where like a lot of basically the entire industry gathers. So there's a lot of alpha, there's a lot of signal there. I would consider it personally, I think the best event in all of crypto every year. And yeah, I should note, with kind of looping this back quickly before we go to your slide, with orchestration, we are, Ethereum, we are Solana, right? These are just extensions away for our orchestration technology. So for us, it's very relevant, right? Because it's also an opportunity for us to go there, hear from these teams, learn about what they're looking for, and make sure that's kind of available in our orchestration product, right? So we can offer them a really powerful solution to be able to connect all the pieces that they want to connect. And yeah, I can get into that a bit later, but that's, yeah, it is an omni event in a lot of ways. So that's a huge benefit. Yeah, go for it, Florencia.
Yeah, of course. So I was saying that we will have a very strong presence across ETHDenver week. We will have multiple speaking engagements and activations, and I would like to share them with you. As you can see here, just a few examples of what we are doing. On February 25th, we are hosting the Orchestration Lounge. And if you give me just a few minutes, I will explain about it better. The day right after, we will have the Multi-Chain Day by Wrapped. And we are gold sponsors of this event. That means that we will have a physical space, a booth. We will have a keynote. And we are also invited to participate on a panel about Web3 developer tools. And last but not least, of course, we will participate at the ETHDenver main conference, where we are also sponsors. So we will have a booth, we will have branded merchandise, many different activities, and we will also be on main stage with a fireside chat speaking about orchestration. So, of course, we are making the most out of this week. As I mentioned, there are many, many high-value side events and meetups so that we are aiming to participate in the most relevant ones to maximize our impact during the ETHDenver week. If you would like to move to the next slide, please, I can share a bit more about our event. So we are super excited to introduce the Orchestration Lounge. As you can see here on the screen, this is our official side event happening during ETHDenver week. We will host our event at mansion that is located at the very heart of Denver. And well, as you can see from the pictures here, the event is inspired by the mountain after ski culture. So it's going to be a very cozy, intimate, premium networking space that we have designed for deep industry conversations. And I think that it's going to be very cool because we will have different activities. For example, fire pit gatherings, we will have mule wine stations, branded merch. So it's going to be a relaxed and high value setting. We will feature fireside chats, conversations, storytelling, and different expert discussions on orchestration, multi-chain, stable coins, real world assets, and different topics that are especially relevant to this moment. Our official media partner is the Rollup, so we are excited to be collaborating with them. And we will feature key speakers from different teams, such as Nobu, Ellis, Octo, and many more to come. So I am very excited to share about this. Maybe we can share the link in the chat or in the comments so that people joining ETHDenver week can come and say hi at our event. That will be amazing.
Yeah, well, for sure. We could definitely add those links in the post on X, and we can add it for sure in the comments live in 1 second. But again, we want to make sure it's very clear. This is live. If you're in ETHDenver, make sure you submit an RSVP and, you know, come up to us, talk to us. You know, you see all of our faces on the screen. For those of us who will be at ETHDenver, don't be scared. Come up, talk to us, chat with us. You know, we're more than happy to answer your questions live, or, you know, discuss the back and forth. You know, if you're from the Discord, especially, you know, more than happy to kind of meet all of you in person, IRL. But yeah, it's good, Florencia. Any more kind of information here we could share with the group?
Well, I love yapping, so I always have things to share about. Well, just to see. Okay, so I think it's pretty much what we can share about ETHDenver for now, but the agenda keeps on developing as we speak, and many more events are popping up as we speak, of course. So we keep an eye out for future opportunities to continue engaging with other projects and events during ETHDenver week. So more things to be announced for sure.
So there is a question in chat, and I think, Santi, you could probably answer this just to make it more clear for people. Are you going to do some workshops in Denver? I loved it in Dubai.
Yeah, this time around, well, appreciate it. Thank you, Armando, that you like the workshops. I don't think we are, because I think we're a little more limited on the DevRel side of things this time around. We could, I mean, I say this now, and then the technical folks get angry at me. I mean, we could probably set up some time to do like a walkthrough, obviously. I mean, that, you know, those are the things we're already doing with people we want, you know, to speak to about orchestration, or who approached us and say, hey, we got to meet, we want to see the tech, you know, show us. It's kind of a basic little workshop. But yeah, I think in terms of like a scheduled, put 30 devs in a room and you know, and educate them about the tech and walk them through, probably not this time. But it is on the docket for the next event, most likely. But we'll see. Maybe things change. I don't know, Armando, make a pitch. Tell Dean. Maybe we can make it happen. We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah, we're for sure. We're getting confirmation from the big man himself. We will be able to talk technical questions at our event or throughout the week. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
we'll do our best to answer you directly, or again, we'll point you to the right person or resources that you could read up and, you know, accomplish what you want to accomplish, build the impossible, orchestrate all of the things, you know, all of our favorite catchphrases from the Agoric side.
Santi, let's take there was another question asked from a community member in Discord. Will any of the Q1 goals, such as EVM expansion, be launched or presented at ETHDenver? So In other words, do you have any alpha ahead of this?
Yeah, so there is something we'll be presenting and talking very directly about that's related to orchestration. I mean, a feature set of orchestration that comes with a whole package of cool things, both on the kind of more partner side, on the tech side, on the marketing side. I probably won't dive into too deep what that is, but there will be a lot of chatter and discussion from our side to the public about it during ETHDenver. So our goal is, you know, we have something we're really excited about that we want to share. Again, if you're at ETHDenver, definitely stop by one of our events. We'll be talking about it. We'll be meeting with people about it. So that's probably all I can say without my yeah, exactly. Without my without the rest of the team getting angry with me. But you know, it'll also all go, you know, public. People have access to this, right? Like people will learn about it as it comes. So stay tuned for that.
Go there if you want to find out first.
Exactly. Yes. Buy a flight to Denver.
So all right. Well, as we're coming into wrapping up here, before we let you go, we've got to ask something. You're both very active in this in this side of the industry. So, do you have any tips for somebody who is attending ETHDenver for the first time? Florencia, maybe let's start with you on this one.
Oh, great question. Comfortable clothes, lots of food, hydrate yourselves, wear sunscreen, chapstick because it gets really dry. I'm sharing all wellness tips because that's the main layer. You know, if you're not comfortable, if you're not healthy, then you cannot enjoy all the events and activities happening. That's my mantra. So I think that those are my tips. And I am a super fan of creating guides of places to visit, to where to drink good food or where to experience local things. So I will put together a guide, and maybe if anyone wants to see some recommendations, I will be happy to share them. And stay tuned to all the side events lists that are already live, and take a moment to really carefully review those lists, because there's some important alpha and there are many hot topics that are being discussed on events right now. For example, AI agents, everyone is talking about that, real world assets, DeFi, and many marketing events. That's very exciting. So my big recommendation is take 5 minutes to go over the side events list. We can share them as well, and try to prepare your schedule to make sure that you make the most out of all the events that are happening, not only the main conference, but all the side events as well.
And Santi, do you have any hot tips for people?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Florencia. There's the meme that your lips are dry before you land in Denver. So definitely bring chapstick. It's very true. Like you get off the plane and you're just like a bag of sand. It's awful. It's very dry city. So that's the wellness tip, and drink a lot of water. I would say from an attendee perspective, set up all your meetings with people you want to talk to and speak with well before, like now, basically. You know, book that 15-30 minute call you want with the person who you're dying to meet. It's literally the best way. Once the event starts, forget about it. It's like getting people to dinners or getting people to, you know, meet with you. It's a lot harder, but possible. So yeah, that's my recommendation. And it's worked for me very well.
One that I'm going to throw out there that I heard you, Santi, say last year is to set your QR code on Telegram as your background so that you don't have to pull it up every time somebody wants to add you as a contact.
Yes, that's a great hack. I should have said that. Yeah, that's a good one. I praise Santi from last year for saying that, because it's like, actually, you know who taught me that is Jeet, who was with us. He QR code in the background, and he was like just walking around with it. You don't have to open your phone, nothing. It's incredible. Yep.
Well, again, we appreciate the both of you for hopping on today. For those who have seen us IRL already, these are the two people who pretty much make it happen, and you've seen them at the booth or you've seen them in person. IRL for Agoric on the marketing team side. So again, we appreciate you, Santi, and you, Valencia, for making it happen. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And thanks to these two, we're always ahead of the game. It's the 4th of February. The event, it doesn't take place until the end of the month, but we already have our invites. We already have our Luma page set up. We're already, inviting people, making things happen for ETHDenver. So again, we appreciate the two of you for all the work, for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
A pleasure.
Jay,
Well,
I think that's a good one. Yeah, I don't want to be dry in Denver. Got to make sure I bring my chopsticks.
yeah.
You drink that water. I'm a water connoisseur, so I'm excited to be back in Denver, drink the fresh waters off the snow of the mountains of Colorado. So, excited to be landing back into Denver. And again, we appreciate to all 200 plus of you watching us live through LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Discord, anywhere else possible. We'll try to make it happen. But again, we appreciate all of you for the questions and for all of the, just joining us today on this beautiful Tuesday.
Yeah, and grateful to both Santi and Florencia for coming with not just conversation, but coming prepared with a full presentation to go along with it. Yeah, that was all really insightful. Really great conversation with those two.
So I'm getting some good jokes in about the water connoisseur thing. Give him some water, Alpha Miguel. Voss water, I think, is top tier. It has to be in the glass bottle. Don't get the plastic one they sell in the pharmacies. You got to go to Whole Foods. You got to go like a really fancy supermarket. Get the Voss water in the glass bottle, and that's the only alpha I have to share for water. Don't drink things like Dasani or Evian or those like nasty like pH super photon filled water. Don't do it. Just classic, nice, fresh off the mountains from some part of the U.S. So all good. Appreciate those good jokes. But again, excited for ETHDenver towards the end of the month. I'll be there live. I'll be on the ground showcasing everything that Agoric is doing, and I'll do my best to capture all of our team members and showcasing all of the efforts that we're making. We're meeting you IRL, so of course, if you're meeting us in person, make sure you say hi. If you see us, make sure you say hi. And then in general, just make sure that you reach out to us. Anything you want. Now is the time to do it because, like Santi said, closer to the event, it just gets way too busy. It gets way too hectic. Everybody wants to meet Agoric, which is natural. They want to orchestrate all of the things. So of course, we'll be there in ETHDenver. So excited to meet people in person.
Yeah, and for anybody out there, be sure to come join us in Discord, join us in Telegram, come chat with us in advance. Love to hear your comments, your feedback. Like and follow us on Twitter. And yeah, thank you everybody, all 200 of you, for joining us live this morning.
Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.